Alrighty, you guys, welcome back to a brand new episode here on
The ankle.
Hey Amber.
Hello, honey.
The ankle's a little mean.
So, welcome on in. I hope everyone's having a good one. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, like and subscribe. Come on. So, hello again. Yes, we are back. Beck uploaded a reaction, I guess, or more so, the answers to a Q&A posted by Mr. Snowflake. So, we're going to check that out, right? I mean, there's some tea in this, y'all. I watched it this morning as, I was just kind of like getting ready for the day. And there is some hot, scalding hot tea. So I wonder if Ambi will address this in her live stream later. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you so much as always, guys. I hope everyone's having a good one once again. Just gotta get that out there. And yeah, let's dive right on into this. It's a long video. I don't want to be here for, forever. So let's dive right on in. Shall we? I'm loving the vibe over here.
Hey guys, I
Hey, Beck.
just want to thank everyone who watched my live stream and caught it afterwards. I do want to apologize
I did catch it for a little bit.
for the audio issues and the technical difficulties and the video issues, but I do promise to have it fixed and figured out before the next live stream. This video
Alright,
is
okay.
me answering questions from the video that Mr. Snowflake, or also known as Under the Hood, made for me
AKA.
to react to. I also want to thank Mr. Snowflake for getting these questions together for me and for making this video. Let's get into it.
Hi everybody. The other day I asked the
I love that we're tagging everything. It's a good day over here.
community if they had any questions for Beck. I had loads of questions for Beck. Beck, thanks for agreeing to help with Victims of an Empath. Dead nicely, thank you very much. I'll read out some questions now from everybody. There's absolutely loads. I haven't included all of them because there is that many. Okay, right.
Let's do a multiple parter.
Here we go. Questions for Beck. Has Amber tried to contact you after the breakup when everything was over? So she has no problem leaving crazy messages for people.
True.
And she was messaging Jade wifey when she was told not to. So yeah, has Amber ever tried to contact you after the breakup? I'll read the question, have a little pause. That's when I imagine you'll.
Yeah, she got a hold of me at one point to ask about a personal thing in my life happening. It was an anniversary.
It's manipulative. Both the times that AMBERLYNN reached out that Beck includes here, it is giving very much manipulation.
Of the death of my nephew, and I think she asked how I was doing, and I didn't answer to that. And then a little while after that, she asked if Kate Winslet had come out with anything new, and
A simple Google search could have told her that. Why the hell does she need to go texting her ex? It's fishy, dude. It's just a manipulation tactic.
didn't answer that either. And I want to say that was around maybe the summer of 2022.
Was that when she got broken up with? I have no idea.
Question?
No, I think it was 2023.
Just happy she's happier. I'm assuming they know about AMBERLYNN Reid and now dating a suspected feeder. Oh, I put this up 5 days ago. Oh, they're broken up now. I was 8 days ago. I'm wondering what was their reaction to this when they found out? Shocked, unsurprised, worried, or concerned? Curious to know any of their thoughts around this situation, please. I always thought she was much happier being with a feeder. Anyway, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I think this specific relationship with Emily was so tumultuous because of how hard Amber is to deal with. And Emily wasn't going to put up with that, even for a feedie.
Am I shocked that Amber would want to date a feeder? No, I'm not. And her being with someone who is okay with the weight she's at, or really okay with her gaining more weight, would be the easiest type of relationship for her to be in. I don't really have
Yeah, absolutely. She's going for bottom of the barrel now.
anything to say about Emily.
I'm telling you, Beck was the last normal relationship Amberlynn had, quote unquote normal. The last one. Jade, I still don't fully trust that she wasn't into all of it too. She was just smarter about it.
I don't know her, but I will say that I don't see how you can care for a person while participating in feederism with
That part.
no concern for their health.
That part.
Hi, Beck. I hope you're doing well. It's so good to see you look so well and happy. You look incredible after that £600 LB lost. Well done, well done. What was your reaction to AMBERLYNN about wifey Jade?
And apparently someone from Beck's life has come forward now saying that Amberlynn was really over 700 pounds. I believe it. I do. But we gotta take that with a grain of salt, guys. You know how it is. We can't just believe everything that everyone tells us. But it would be so much fun, and it would drive Amber fucking crazy.
It'd be in two different.
That's the only thing. When something like really absurd comes out, like let's say the Twinkie poster, the missing poster, yeah, it was obviously a troll, but it's one of those trolls that like it's going to get under Amber's skin no matter what, especially if you feed it attention.
People, mental. How did you feel after she chewed you out, making some stupid joke like you always do? I think
Some stupid joke like you always do.
back on that live stream where she read that.
I hope Beck also understands like the love that is behind the "it was Beck's fault" joke. I feel like that is always made with love. I don't know.
Text to you out loud and then went whoopsies so often. It's so disgusting and vitriolic. Take care of yourself, Bex. I'm sure you know what it is. I'm not sure how much you keep up to date with now, so some of these I might have to explain. I'm not sure. Yeah, you on the phone when I said, tell Jade I love her too, something like that. You mentioned
Yeah.
the name Jade. She panicked, ended the live stream. Next live stream, she made out that, oh, you're just joking about the name Jade. And oh, she told you off. Whoopsie. So what happened after that? Was she really angry when you said Jade?
I didn't know how anybody would not see through that because it was so obvious that it was the same person.
I mean, yeah.
As for the aftermath, she was absolutely mad at me. She was seeing red.
Yeah. I don't like that.
She completely blamed me for her being doxxed.
Of course.
Said the whole thing was my fault.
Even though she was the one dropping hints in every live stream. Okay.
Even though she had done the whole pointing her name out in the live stream
Exactly.
and then naming the live stream after her thing.
That she wasn't happy. Would Amber ignore you in real life and then make a video with you acting like she was such a good girlfriend? That's always how I assumed she was acting. I always got the feeling, sometimes get the feeling, when I'd watch a video of you two together, like something seems off. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, was she ever really angry, ever moody? And then the camera went on and then went, hi, girlfriend tag, everything's great.
Yeah.
Yo, it would probably be so like jarring to see just that emotional disconnect.
That's exactly how it was. Like there would be times that we would be arguing, having a disagreement or something, and then she'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm getting ready to film." So as soon as she would turn on the camera, it would be a completely different person.
Did she weigh more than 572.4 pounds? She's always said that was the highest weight. That was the highest weight she ever saw. Did she ever weigh more than that?
Oh, 1000%.
I honestly do not know what her highest weight is, and I don't even think that she knows really.
Damn. Listen, AMBERLYNN, we've said this a billion times. She is very specific to say my highest known weight, implying that there is a highest unknown weight.
But I do remember her weighing like 570, maybe like 580 something at some point.
Oh,
She
I
definitely
don't think we ever saw 580.
got more private and secretive about it after
1000%.
that. So I'm not really sure how much she ended up weighing.
Damn. Damn, so she was even hiding it from the people around her. Damn. That's how you know you're fucked. I'm sorry.
Do you think Amber sometimes believes her own lies? Or if she was more able-bodied, do you
I think she believes her delusions 1,000%.
think she would have been physically... I think you answered that in a Karina video, I think. But do you think she believes her own lies?
I do think that she convinces herself that her lies are true because she wants them to be true. It's really hard to explain why I think that, but I feel like I've seen it happen.
This person says, sorry, I have one more. I don't think I read out the other one, sorry. What would Amber say about her lies when the camera was off? Would she try and justify it to you? Would she say nothing to you at all and pretend her lies are real?
I don't know of actual instances, but I know that there were times where she would be like, make sure you don't mention this or that, just to make sure that things were kept straight.
True.
Big Al ever threatened to off herself if Beck wanted to break up with her.
Ooh.
Did she do that with Destiny?
Yes, she did. It wasn't even that. She was threatening self-harm if Destiny just went to go spend time with her family. That's severe.
She didn't threaten to do that with me, but she
I'm glad.
did guilt me in other ways,
Yeah, I believe it.
like saying who would help her and who would take care of her, who would be there with her. She would be lonely, that kind of stuff.
Ooh, frickin' who, dude? Consequences of your actions. They gotta catch up with her eventually. I'm not criticizing Beck for that. I think they are a kind-hearted person for even giving her that time of day, but
Amber treat the service workers she encountered when the camera was off. Wait staff, cashiers, receptionists. Was she outright rude? Did she fake kindness then? Then trash talk? What were the reactions of other customers? I've been watching videos from when you were with her, and she said people would laugh at her, people would mock her. She could see the stares. She'd be really paranoid about that. Now she makes out that
everyone just loves her.
every time she leaves the house, some guy's asking her out.
It definitely did seem like there were times she would fake kindness, but she wouldn't outwardly be rude to wait staff or anything.
That's good.
That I could tell. But there were times where we did get stared at, and if they were talking about us, I tried my best to tune everything out so I didn't hear it.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
Why does AMBERLYNN Reid insist on being chauffeured? Why won't she learn to drive or take an Uber? I'm going to put it down to laziness like everything, but I'll wait and see what you say.
It's because she can't fit into the car. And have y'all been seeing that Lyft lawsuit that's happening now? She knew she wasn't going to fit in that car, and yet she still tried it.
She's terrified to drive, and I also think she knows that she couldn't fit behind a steering wheel.
That part.
Or probably wear a seatbelt, and that's also probably why she can't take an Uber, is because she would be required to wear a seatbelt.
Did AMBERLYNN...
Well, I mean, listen, I hardly ever wore a seatbelt when riding in Ubers, but that's just me.
And claim BPD when you were together, or did she still have ASMR? Does it bring you joy to see her rotten life spiral? I think it brings a lot of people joy to see her spiraling at the minute. I think she's crazier than she's ever been.
True that.
It's more obvious now. We can spot it. It's more obvious now.
No, she didn't claim to have BPD when we were together, but
no, that only came around once Alexis hit the picture.
A friend of ours did mention it to me, saying that they thought that she had BPD or something similar.
Did AMBERLYNN Reid ever
NPD gets misdiagnosed as BPD a lot, so
confess to you about her major wrongdoings / lies, e.g. the Casey essay, Gracie, grooming Libby, etc. I don't know how much you're aware of now. A lot of people are calling her Diddy Lynn. Because of how she was around Libby and kids and other things. Did she ever confess anything like that?
Now just you wait.
The essay stuff still baffles me.
No, she never confessed to major wrongdoing. She basically kept the same story that she had online with me. I only found out recently that Casey was a minor, and I didn't know anything really about Libby. I'd never met her or anything, but all I
Valid.
did know about it was that she was Destiny's friend and she was a teenager, and they had an adult friend who had a crush on her. And I told Amber that I thought that was weird, and Amber was like, yeah, but he was a good guy, which
A good guy that had a crush on a minor ain't such a fucking thing. Shut up. She is the worst. She is the worst.
don't understand how he could be a good guy and be
That part.
flirting with a minor. The only other red flag I've really seen from Amber was she did have a crush on Billie Eilish when Billie was just starting out. So,
Mmm. 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 And well, not just saying, oh, she was a fan of her music. No, a crush. A crush on a child. Jesus.
I think she was a teenager around then, which I told her was weird, and so did Eric and Ricky.
Oh, T.
But she said that she was almost an adult and
Ew. Ew. Amber, you're such a fucking creep.
that she acted older and looked older. So
That is exactly what creepy ass fucking dudes say. That's not acceptable. Sorry. Full stop right there. Unacceptable for someone well over the age of 25 to be talking about a child like that. It's disgusting.
it was okay. I just really wished I would have dug deeper into these things and taken it more seriously because they really are awful and it's unacceptable behavior.
True.
But I will always stand with victims.
She had sympathy for PDFs and she would argue with people about it. Sorry, I'm going on a little rant. And
That's so fucking gross, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh.
she said the reason she defended PDFs was because she was gay and she didn't want to judge people like she'd been judged. Then she forgot that. And said
Yeah, I hate that whole narrative of comparing fucking pedophilia to being homosexual. Hate that.
the reason she had sympathy and stuck up for PDFs was because of what her cousin did to her. And she forgot that. And she said the reason she stuck up for PDFs and argued with people online about it was because of what her father's friends did to her. Yeah. It was because she was gay, cousin, father's friends. Anything on that? Because I think that's the worst
It's just such a crock of shit.
stuff that's.
I just found out that she said
And it wouldn't surprise me if that cousin story happened the other way around, just like the Casey story did.
that. And that's a disgusting comparison because gay people can consent, whereas children cannot.
How did you feel when she said she did not have BED after using the binge monster as an excuse for so many years when she seemingly didn't get her way?
I thought it was hilarious because the entire time we were together, she always said that she had binge eating disorder. I don't know
Yeah, I'm sure.
exactly why she said that she doesn't have binge eating disorder, but I
It was because of the weight loss surgery arc.
will say that what I witnessed was that she would eat copious amounts of food. And whenever I wouldn't give it to her or she wouldn't get it, she would just be really upset and angry about it. And
Yeah, yeah. I knew someone that was like that, but with DRUGS. And I said, like, listen, I ain't gonna be taking your beatings because you didn't get your fix today. Fuck off.
the binge monster would come out, and well, that's what she called it. It was actually just her kind of being a toddler about it.
No, 1,000%.
Does airline
Because they got told no. Yeah, 1,000%.
have a burner Instagram account? She was Damon White, pretending to be Damon White to see what people said about her. And people have always thought she's got sock accounts and burner Instagram
She
accounts.
definitely does.
Was she just obsessed with like reaction channels back then and what the comments said and what this website said and what this website and what this person was thinking? Was she just utterly obsessed with it and going undercover to see? Oh man.
I'm sure she did, but Damon White is the only one that I know for sure of. And yeah, she was all over the reaction channels and the Facebook and Reddit and Kiwi Farms. She'd check that stuff out all the time.
Jesus. That must get so freaking tiring, dude.
How much food did Amber actually eat throughout the day? I don't know why I put that one in there. I'm guessing a lot to maintain 500-600 pounds.
It was a lot of ramen. She ate a lot of ramen.
Damn.
She ate a lot of fast food. She ate a lot of junk food. Of course,
Yeah.
she would have her normal breakfast, lunch, dinner, but she would always have snacks and stuff in between. So there would be times where she wouldn't, like, she would fast for a little while, but then
Little while. Like 4 hours going without eating. Poor thing.
she would, like, you know how you just go like 16 hours without eating, but then she would binge for the rest of the 8. She would just eat.
Ew. Ew.
Why does Amber claim to love Rosa Parks so much? Has she done any research about her or know anything else? Know anything else she did in the civil rights movement besides the one bus incident? I don't think she has a very good knowledge of history. So yeah, why does Amber claim to love Rosa Parks so much?
I really don't think that
I think that's the one thing AMBERLYNN probably paid attention to in class.
she does know anything besides Rosa and the bus situation. I just think
Situation type deal. Sorry, shouldn't laugh about that.
she thinks it makes her look good
Yeah, 1000%.
to be interested in that.
Of course. Rosa Parks. Listen, I'm not diminishing Rosa Parks by any means, but it's very much like first grader, just learned what civil rights was, just learned about racism. Rosa Parks is their new hero. That's what it's giving, right?
Do you think Ham really had goals standing in the line went to be a girlfriend? She did.
No, she just would keep them in her back pocket.
She does now. Emily's over. She's got other people backed up.
I don't really know. Like, I never got to see proof of any of that myself. All I know is that's what she told me, and it does kind of seem that every time she ends up having a breakup with someone, she's automatically talking to somebody else within a few days.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know.
What was the
Well, she's also just that desperate.
typical amount of time Amber set for visiting friends and family? That's one of the... I've never heard of anybody else doing that. Maybe other controlling partners have done that too. I've never ever heard of it. I've never come across that before in my life.
Yeah, same.
Jesus. It's such a bizarre behaviour, and I'm trying to even imagine what Amber would view as an acceptable time. There you go.
So the timer would be for when I would hang out with my best friends. We would go down to the basement and play games and stuff, and Amber would choose to stay up in our room, and she would set
Well, that's her fault.
timers for when I would have to leave my friends and come be with her again. And
What a loser. I'm sorry. That is just such loser activity.
And whenever it came to like seeing my family or leaving and going somewhere without her, she would give me a time, like a specific time that I needed to be back. And if I wasn't back by
Bro, tell her to F off.
that time, then there would be an argument. So on average, when I would be downstairs with my friend,
I don't know how Beck lasted 4 freaking years or even longer with her, dude. Oh my god.
the timer would be about set for 30 minutes. And when it came to seeing my family or leaving in general, she would just ask me when did I plan on being back. And whenever I would give her a time, she would give me a time sooner than that for me
Well, of course.
to be back.
I love an empath, eh?
She's so crazy. Oh my god.
Did Beck ever feel uncomfortable when Amber would openly flirt with Destiny?
It was just to a point where I would just agree with Amber when she would say, no, everybody's just seeing things. I don't flirt with Destiny. I love Dana. I can't wait till they get married, that sort of thing. No, I mean, I'd also
Honestly, though, Beck, like, who freaking cares, really? Like, who cares?
detach
It wasn't even a real relationship.
myself at some point as well. So I didn't really care enough to
Yeah.
argue with her about it because
That too.
she would definitely not like that I would disagree with the fact that she did show that she still had something for Destiny.
Beck, did you ever have a plan to leave Amber before you actually left? What led to making the plan if you did? But you did try and break up with her before, didn't you? And she said no, trying to turn it into a jokey thing. Did you ever plan to leave Amber before you actually
You know, she tried to make it seem like she was so strong and so like, oh no, we're gonna persevere for love.
left?
No, I never had a plan to leave. There were many times that I had tried to break up with her, but she would somehow find a way to stop it from happening by like saying that she would fix things and things would get better and
That's always what they say, dude.
we would get better. There was this one time that we had an argument on the way home and we stopped in the driveway and argued for a few hours in the
God damn.
car, and she just would not accept me trying to break up with her and would not let us go back in the house until I agreed to give her another chance.
What the fuck? This is like, Amber, that's holding someone against their will, for one. For one. Two, what? Oh my god. You know what? For how much shit you, AMBERLYNN, talked about Beck, you have a lot of gall for being this much of a little crybaby bitch when she wanted to dump your ass. Jesus.
To fix things and make things better.
In a now
That,
deleted
that's just crazy, dude.
vlog from Eric. I've never seen any of Eric's been deleted. I never caught them before. He was showing a product or something, and in the distance, if you turn up the volume and listen closely,
I remember that. Let me in!
you could hear someone. You could hear some banging with someone yelling, "Let me in." We all know it was Amber, so I think my question would be, what happened? I haven't a clue about that one. Beck, I have no idea.
Damn, Snowflake. Slippin' dog. You don't know about that video? It's funny. Boom, boom, boom. Let me in!
Have no idea what this is in reference to.
They locked the door on her. They locked her out because they were looking at some subscription stuff that they had just got and didn't want Amber to come swooping in. It was like protein powders.
Like, I have no memory of what this could be. But if somebody does have the footage, I
Oh, there's a clip out there somewhere.
would like to see it so I could maybe give my insight on what could be happening.
Did Amber really have cancer? I think so. Beck, over to you. I felt great when she blamed you for the cancer. I bet that was a shock. She did what?
I laughed so hard. I mean, when
At least you were able to take that as like such an obnoxious joke, you know? I mean, it wasn't a joke on her end. She meant that. But once you realize how just pitiful AMBERLYNN really is, makes it really funny.
I got blamed for the cancer, I was like, dude, me, Eric, Ricky, my mom, my sisters, every single person in your life, even your own friends, told you, hey, you should go to the OBGYN. And she wouldn't. She
Well, there you go.
would not go. So how was that my fault? But yeah,
That part.
she did have cancer and she had to have surgery for it.
Now back, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth, but I don't know. I don't trust necessarily that you were even given all the information. Whoops.
I don't have a question. I just want to tell them how incredibly happy I am for them. I see myself in Beck in so much that it physically pains me to see any of the old videos and the S Amber put them through. To see Beck come out the other side on a better path feels good. I wish nothing but the best for Beck and to get everything they could ever want because they deserve it. Was it the Zachary Michael line of I hope you have the day you deserve? I like that.
Thank you so much. It's so raw, you guys. If you have ever been through something like that, I hope that you have come out the other side of it and are in a better place.
Aww.
If you could go back to speak with your 2018-19 self, what would you tell them?
If I could go back and talk to my 2018, 2019 self, I would say leave immediately, run
True that.
in the other direction.
Beck said they wanted
And don't look back.
to be single for a while after leaving Amber, and they were. What made them realize that they were ready to date again when they met their current partner, who was beautiful, by the way. Congratulations.
I just feel like I was in a better place. I was going to therapy. I was taking medicine again. I had a job. Things were I
That's good.
felt better about myself and things just were going good. So I felt
Good.
like I could again.
Was Twinkie, I want to know this one, was Twinkie actually sick during that one Vlogmas, or did Amber say that for attention or greatly exaggerate her issue? I'm sure you know about it. She came on camera saying, acted like Twinkie was about to die, but said there was no 24-hour vets, so she just left it. Left the situation.
Infamous.
And then when everybody said, "You lie, there's a vet," she came on camera going, "Oh, it wasn't that serious." So, was Twinkie really sick?
This was during the year that I don't really remember a whole lot. So I went back and watched that video, and the way she described it sounds really awful. And I don't remember Twinkie acting that way at all. And Amber does tend to exaggerate things.
Of course.
So that's probably exactly what she was doing, because there definitely was a 24-hour vet close by, and I would have definitely taken her if she had been acting the way that Amber was describing.
Nah, they had to go to Chili's instead. Yeah, it was Chili's.
Were you aware of Amber lying to the audience about her hygiene, specifically in 2019? If so, did you have any
I mean, it must have been pretty freaking obvious.
thoughts on why she felt compelled to lie? Did the audience really pressure her in that way that she felt she had to, or was it something she felt within herself? By the way, I hope things continue to improve for you, Beck. Were you aware Amber was coming on camera, asking fans, saying, "Just get out the shower, just get out the shower, just get out the shower, just wash your hair, just wash your hair"? Were you aware she was doing that stuff?
I was aware that she was lying to her audience about showering,
But like, who cares? Not like that. But on the stance of being a partner, who fucking cares what AMBERLYNN does with her audience and her this and that? Like, I don't think Beck had really any care or interest in the YouTube aspect of it all until she was basically strong armed into doing it with Amber.
think it was because she was embarrassed and was just trying to keep up an image. But I did
That's always what AMBERLYNN's channel has been. I think AMBERLYNN's channel is, to the best of her abilities, her portraying the life that she wants for herself, her little idyllic world. That's why so much nowadays gets left out.
not ever look at her Ask FM, so I was not aware that she was posting that she had just gotten out of the shower and
I mean, did she?
so on.
I want the details of the stupid FBI Frank story. And
Oh, for real.
did Big Cherry really free bleed around the house for months? How long was she bedbound?
I love that y'all asked her that.
So a few things there, but the FBI Frank story, I'm sure you know about that, said the FBI got in touch, so eventually got in touch with her over negative comments on the internet. And the rest.
Well, it was more so that specifically she said that they had to contact Beck's sister about it, which makes no freaking sense. So they could find Beck's sister, but they couldn't find AMBERLYNN's home address. The FBI? Okay.
I have no idea about the FBI Frank story, really. It definitely wasn't my sister. Amber did come out and say that I wasn't the ex she was talking about, but I can't think of who it could be
Who the hell would it have been, right?
at all. For the next question, yes, she did free bleed, and for
Oh, sorry, but it's gross.
how long was she bedbound? It was over a year.
Over a year? So the whole of 2019 and 2018 or 2020? Probably a bit of both. God damn.
And it hit you again. I think you answered that in a arena. Did she smell bad?
I mean, obviously.
I'm guessing yes. There's only so much perfumes and candles can do.
She didn't hit me. I think that if
Listen, I know Beck's getting a little bit of heat for not answering the smell one, but like, we know the answer, right? Right? Beck seems like the type of person that would see that as a low blow, unnecessary, when everyone already knows what the truth is. I don't know.
She had the ability to, she might have, because she would get really angry.
Damn. I've said it before. The only thing that has kept AMBERLYNN from harming way more people is the fact that she doesn't have access to people.
Ooh, what has been the biggest resource inspiration to your recovery from? So glad you're doing better. We love you, Beck.
My biggest resource has been my family and my friends supporting me.
Do you feel like you were walking on eggshells with the big one? Did she physically hurt you?
The big one. Y'all wild for that.
Her binges? Where did you get the strength to realize the situation you were in and walk away? Was she really an avid reader? Did she fudge her weighing numbers? Did you ever want to say to Amber, shut up, for God's sake, shut up? I do the silly reactions to her sometimes, and I try and make them silly, but even I just go, shut up sometimes, because
No, it's so fucking infuriating to listen to.
there's a few in there.
I was walking on eggshells with AMBERLYNN. She was
That's just, I hate to hear that. With any relationship, if you feel like you gotta walk on eggshells with someone, it ain't it.
really easy to upset, and it wasn't physical, it was very verbally attacking. I don't know where I got
Which is still just as wrong. I'ma say it. I'ma say it.
the strength. I was just so fed up, and I knew it could not go on any longer. Was she an avid reader? She did read, but she definitely bought more books than she ever read.
Which, listen, we're all a little guilty of that, right? Every now and then, maybe. Yeah, I have a few that I haven't necessarily really looked in, but I'll get to them someday.
Did she fudge her way in numbers? Yeah, she would sometimes. There were just some days that she didn't feel like weighing herself, so she would just make up a number.
Damn. Damn.
I gotta know if them, Eric and Ricky, ever S-talked Amber when she wasn't around.
Oh, duh, of course they did.
I didn't know anybody who didn't, and I didn't.
Yo. Yeah. Oh, I know that's gonna piss Amber off. She's gonna be crying like, see, everyone is just so mean to me. I didn't know anyone that didn't talk shit about her. Fuck. Yo, that would really have me reconsidering some shit. God damn.
Know anybody who she didn't talk about behind their back either.
That part. That part. And also expect that if someone talks shit about everyone in their life, super close friends, everyone, better believe they're talking shit about you too. Hello. If they have no issue talking about their quote unquote best friend, then they got no issue talking about you too.
What sort of lengths would she go to keep up her lies? Any noteworthy moments of her trying to keep the mask from slipping during the live stream era when you
That was painful.
broke up with her? The mask was off, and everybody. I think that's when I stopped showing any stuff. But yeah, you tell that's when that was her real self, and it was awful. So what sort of lengths would she go to keep up her lies?
She was always wearing a mask when she was recording a video, and she would try
1,000%. And nowadays it's like crazy.
to make it to where anybody around her when she was filming wouldn't say anything that would make that mask come off. But during her
Which is still psychotic.
live streams, you actually got to see a little bit more of who she is. I can't remember any specific times, but there were moments where she would be filming and she would nudge me and be like, don't say that.
Has Amber really ever attended some form of therapy? And do you know if she had been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder while you were together? I've got a screenshot somewhere I showed it the other night where she's got posts saying, I was diagnosed. I've never been diagnosed. It's in my family, so I've probably got it. I've been diagnosed. No, I haven't.
She did go to therapy for a very, very short time when we were together.
Go figure.
Maybe few sessions. But no,
A few sessions? Oh, Lord.
she was not diagnosed with BPD while we were together.
No, that came later on. Allegedly.
How did Twinkie act around Amber? Was Twink scared of Amber? We know, of course, that Beck was the one walking, feeding, caring for the animals. On camera in live stream era, it seemed like Twinkie hated Amber but loved Beck. What were the animals like when she was in the binge monster? When she was shouting, when she was kicking off, when she was being horrible?
Oh, 1000% they wouldn't like that shit.
I bet the animals were scared.
I don't think that she was afraid of Amber, but I definitely do think that there were times that she preferred me. When the binge monster would come out or when she would be yelling.
When I was younger, and if my parents would get into an argument and my dad would start yelling, Frankie, our pug, he would run upstairs. So I would always go upstairs and sit with him.
The animals didn't like that, so they would leave.
Looking back now, did you ever know?
They know. They know.
Or clock Amber looking or talking about PDF type of things?
The only thing that I can think of is her Billie Eilish crush.
Yeah, that's gross and still just as damning as the other stuff. Her shit with Darlene and Libby, like, it doesn't matter if her brain is stuck at that age. It does not matter.
Had when Billy was still under 18.
Because she might have the mental maturity of a teenager, but she has the manipulation skills and tactics of a grown adult. That's the issue.
What was the final straw?
Well, no, there's many other issues, but that's a big one.
You end things, and what would you say? What would you say is Amber's worst trait that you didn't believe until it was over?
I've already answered this in Karina Kaboom's Q&A, but basically we had an argument because she was pretending to be me in text messages to our
That's crazy behavior also.
friends, and that started a big huge argument, and I went and spent the weekend with my family and
Oh, damn.
just decided that I couldn't continue anymore.
So that's what that was. She went and they went and stayed with family because of that. Yikes. And that she has done that before too. She made fake messages and sent it in group chats also with Eric and Ricky, right? Or is this the same time? I don't know.
I would say that Amber's worst trait was how mean she was to me and how she would pick on me. And I did
Pick on you? Well, I mean, we know that she did that, but like, was she going out of her way to do that to you?
not see that until
Like publicly, okay.
we had broken up and I was watching old videos back.
I was in an
Okay, understood.
relationship with a narcissist before, and one day it just clicked, and I realized I was relieved to not have to see him. What was the moment that made you go, I don't want to be around her anymore? I have to get out of this, because that moment is a total game changer.
There wasn't a specific one moment, but there had just been so many different things that had happened and things just snowballed. And then we had that big argument. And then after that, I left. And then I did feel that sense of relief that you're talking about.
Damn. I mean, understandable though.
Would ask, did you truly not care about her size when you first started dating? And did you?
I really think it was a pity date, you guys. I really do. Like, come on. Beck even said in the beginning they didn't want a relationship with Amber, and Amber just kind of, did it.
Ever get frustrated talking to her because of her lack of education and vocabulary?
I was shocked and alarmed whenever I first met her and realized her size, but I wasn't
Damn.
trying to be judgmental about it.
Fair. You don't know quite just how horrible of a person she truly is.
It wasn't that I would get frustrated, it was more amusing than anything. And the only thing that was really frustrating would be when she would think that something was right when it obviously wasn't. So either I would have to Google it or she would have to.
I don't remember if you told us or not, but what was the incident that caused your family to intervene? Never heard of a family intervening for that. Never come across it.
It was a lot of different things, but whenever my family started seeing less of me, they were concerned.
Valid and fair on their part.
Were you ever embarrassed walking around while she was on a scooter and asking you to take a pic for a
Yo, this one's crazy.
thumbnail? You had to see how big she clearly was and her dumb laugh acting all smug.
Yes, I was extremely embarrassed when she would have me take pictures of her on the scooter for thumbnails. The whole
Right, that's weird.
hanging out with her in the scooter walking around Walmart for hours was embarrassing enough. But it wasn't the scooter that was embarrassing because I walked around Walmart with other people who were riding scooters. And what was embarrassing about it was that the cart would be full of stuff, but then she would have me go get a new scooter when the scooter she was on would die. But
Fucking crazy.
I would have to ride it back to her and then switch all of her items over from the dead cart to the one that worked. And she would just
Imagine seeing this. Oh my god. And she has the audacity to talk any like negative things against you, dude. Fuck. Oh my god.
ride off and keep shopping and leave the dead scooter where it
See, I hate that. I hate that.
was sitting.
What a lazy cow. Oh my god.
Has she been physically abused with you or admitted to being abused with other partners? Guessing she didn't. Although she admitted to Casey that she hit Crystal.
No, and I just found out about her admitting that to Casey, and I had no idea. I'm shocked she admitted to anything because she really doesn't like
Well, it was before she learned better. It was pretty early on.
taking accountability.
I think it was even before YouTube.
I'd like to know if Amber had her lie about anything. Stupid Destiny. Phone calls, test results, surgeries, diagnoses. I'd also like to know if Amber was ever physical with BECK. She was outed as being physical with Jade as well. So yeah, physical with Jade. Destiny outed her with the code red, and we know about Crystal and Casey. God, it's a proper pattern, isn't it? It's hard
True.
for me.
And I bet you something probably went down with Tommy as well.
Imagine Amber's
Emily, sorry.
song would change with BECK. I'd also like to let BECK know I'm so incredibly proud of you, sweetheart. From the bottom of my heart, you can hear in your voice how much better you sound mentally, and it's so
True.
refreshing to hear. I'm so glad you're doing so much better.
I don't think I can remember of any time that she would have me lie about phone calls or test results or surgeries or diagnosis. There were times that she would have
I think maybe she wasn't telling you the full truth. So, in turn, it's like plausible deniability. Is that the phrase? I think so. Where like you don't tell the person the truth, so technically they're not lying when they say that's not what I was told.
me lie to friends and family and stuff about things that she would say about them. I have said this before, but I do think had she been more mobile, she probably would have been physical with me. And thank you
Damn.
so much for the kind words.
So she got a little bit of her spring back in her step and went back on a rampage to hitting Feline. Damn. Now, listen, I know I don't like Feline. I talk a lot of ish on her. That doesn't make what happened to her okay. I never want it to come off like that.
It really means a lot.
My question is, did Beck ever feel that there were times when AMBERLYNN would sabotage them when it came to food, meals, or weight loss?
Oh, duh.
I'm not sure if it was sabotage. We would start a diet and she would immediately want fast food. So it would
Immediately. What the fuck?
set us back. When I was trying to diet on my own and she would not be dieting with me, I would have that constant temptation around me. So I would just give into it.
Has Amber ever admitted to lying about the random pedal eavesdrop situation? Accused Casey of rape. And then did a slam poetry reading about it.
No, she's never admitted that to me.
No, she never would.
But I don't think she would ever admit something like that to me, especially if it made her look bad.
I'm so curious about how much Beck and
That's the thing. People think that like she's also honest with her partners and tells them everything. No. No. That's part of the reason why Emily dumped her. Because AMBERLYNN did not fully go in depth with why people dislike her. Probably just said, it's because I'm fat.
Amber were recognized in public. Did people approach either Beck or Amber often? Do people approach Beck now?
Yeah, there were plenty of times that we got recognized out in public. There were plenty of times that people would come up to say, "Are you AMBERLYNN? It's nice to meet
What do you? Why do you have to check?
you," but there was nobody flirting with her or anything like that.
I mean, I believe that for sure.
And as for do I get noticed or approached now? No, it's only happened maybe once or twice in a year.
Well, Beck had
That'd be too much. Any association with Amber, dude, once you're out of there, you don't want any of it.
you ever seen her hit any of her pets?
Imagine what Emily's gonna have to go through now.
But did she ever do anything like that? Anything like that with the pets? Did she ever clean the litter boxes?
Oh god, no.
No, she did not hit the pets.
Good. Glad to hear that.
And no, she never
I'm sure she still had a temper.
cleaned the litter boxes. I always did that. Whenever we first got together and I would visit, there was this room upstairs where the litter boxes would be, but it also had an extra bed in it. And the litter box was just it needed cleaned so bad that there was feces on the bed. And
That's so fucking foul. And that's abusive to put your animals through.
on the floor.
Please, could you describe a typical binge monster episode for us?
She would beg. Sometimes she would just be like, "Please, please, will you go get me this or that?" It would
Oh my god, dude.
just sort of turn into like a guilt trip. Like, why don't you love me? Why don't you want me to be happy? And she would just kind of be a bit of a bully
All that because she wants to harm herself. Jesus.
about things if she wasn't getting her way.
What was the dynamic when Wifey moved into the apartment? Did she do anything to help the household, or did she just pacify Amber?
Before Wifey moved in, I stopped staying at the apartment and my stuff was just
Okay, so that makes more sense than why Amber moved her in so quickly. Because Beck was already gone. So that makes more sense. We thought it was because Amber was saying that Beck was still living there. Swore up and down, Beck is still here. Beck still lives here. And then moved Wifey in. And it was just weird. It was like, why would you move in a girlfriend on top of the last one?
there. So I really don't know what it was like around there all the time. But I do know whenever I would come back and like periodically get my things, then I would sort of see how things did work with between Wifey and Amber. But Wifey was usually just on her laptop
Can't say I blame her for that.
working and stuff. So there wasn't, I didn't see her do a whole lot, except for she would take Twinkie out. She would walk her. I did see
Well, duh. Amber ain't going to do that.
that.
When did you realize that Amber was not the victim, but the cause of her issues? Yeah, I remember in the very beginning, you saying you saw lots of hate comments, negative comments, and you thought, she can't be that bad. This is nice of you
If only you could have known, huh, dog?
to look for the good and think, no, come.
I'm sure I started seeing things right away But I think it was periodically over time that things built up and I started noticing more of like when
I'm sorry it took to that point, Beck. I am.
people wouldn't stay in her life. She was always the common denominator, and how she would say that she wanted help with mental health or weight loss, but then she wouldn't get it. I started to realize that she was the one that was standing in her own way.
1,000%. She is her own worst enemy in everything.
What happened during the infamous night when they shared a house with Eric and Ricky? Everybody got drunk and suddenly everybody needed a change and moved out. Oh yeah, yeah.
I do remember that night that we drank and played Cards Against Humanity. We didn't fight that night, but there were times that we fought all the time. So there wasn't a
Okay.
fight that night that caused everybody to want to move out. It was just build up of Amber wanting to move out over time because she was not happy living there.
Tough shit. Get your shit together and then you can go live wherever the hell you want. You can go to Bora Bora.
Beck, when living with Eric and Ricky, did they ever mention or say anything about how Amber was treating you? That era is hard to watch.
I don't know. Eric and Ricky don't seem like the best of friends anyways, so for Beck at least.
It's hard to edit. Oh man. Because of how miserable Beck looks, and then the fact that Beck's family had an intervention. But Eric and Ricky still stayed friends with Amber.
Yeah, there were times where they were like, especially when she would set the timers and stuff, they would be like, this is ridiculous. We don't understand why
True.
she does this or why you put up with it. There were other times where they just wanted to stay out of it. I have no idea why.
I mean, fair, because by that point they probably knew what it was like to deal with AMBERLYNN and didn't want anything to frickin' do with that.
They stayed friends with her after
That though, that.
I stopped being friends with her, but I know that they said that they thought that she had changed at one point, but then they had another falling out with her, and then after
Go figure.
a little while, they started talking to her again and visiting her. So I'm not sure what happened after that either.
What happened after the camera was turned off? After the who's the one who's been wiping your ass live stream? Oh yeah, God, I don't even think I thought about that, man.
Dude, probably a full-on rage.
When you whispered to her who's the one who's been wiping your ass, she didn't look happy. What happened after the camera went off?
She was really mad about it. She told me that her audience is never going to let her live it down. And
oh, you are damn right.
I think she told me to lie and say that I was just joking about it, but I'm not entirely sure.
We've got a question from...
Yeah, but well, she said that's a lie, and then you said that's not a lie. So no, we believe you, Beck.
Jimmy Bunker, who you don't know who Jimmy is. He helps with the channel. He's one of my few friends. He's
Aww, Mr. God again.
And he likes it. And he says, what's your favorite anime? I'm a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist. You'll know what that is, Beck. I've not got a clue.
Same.
I have a few different favorite.
I've heard of it.
Animes. I like Demon Slayer, and I like Ranking of Kings, and I really like Attack on Titan. And I have started a Full Metal Alchemist, but I'm not in it very far.
Okay.
Ask about the timer. Like, how did that even happen? Or another part of me is like, what did Amber expect to happen when Jade moved in and Beck was still there? Yeah, how did the timer thing even come about?
The timer thing started whenever I was wanting to go to the basement to hang out with our roommates and play video games. And Amber was invited to go along too, but she didn't want to go. There were plenty of times that she had been down there before, but this time she decided that she didn't want to. So she thought for it to be fair, she would allot me a certain
How is that fair?
amount of time to go down there by myself. And whenever the timer would go off, I would hear it, and if I didn't hear it, she would send me a text message and say
That's wild.
that the timer's done.
That's crazy behavior, dude. Oh my god.
Did Amber ever express to Beck any I don't know the right words. Did she have any kind of self-awareness during her bed-bound live stream era about how physically disabled she is, and did she ever have any care for how Beck was gonna be able to cope for that? Did she have any self-awareness for her being making herself disabled, and did she have any care for how Beck was gonna be able to cope? Because that must have been very demanding.
She did talk about it, so it did seem that she was self-aware, but she didn't want to put in the effort to make a difference. And
Well, of course, she's going to be aware about it because that in turn means that she can use it as a weapon to victimize herself. But she isn't going to put any effort into actually fixing it.
change the situation. And no, I don't think that she cared or thought about how it would affect me.
Oh, no, not at all.
Did they ever worry about the possibility that Amber's health would decline even further and that she'd get even bigger? And what they might have done had that been the case?
Yeah, I did worry about her getting bigger and how it would affect things, but I felt very powerless in this situation.
What's crazy is, though, is Beck ultimately had all of the control in the relationship. The control that AMBERLYNN has is all smoke and mirrors. Once you see through it, you realize how little control she actually has or is capable of having.
There was one more I just saw earlier with that. I asked the question before, but thought of another one. Does Amber really keep her old phones? I don't think I did ask this. Or does she have a second phone, one for YouTube and one for burner accounts?
Yeah, she had 2 phones. She had got
She has multiple phones. She says she keeps all of her old ones.
a new phone, and then she had her old phone. She would use her old phone for vlogs and live streams and stuff like that, and then she would use her new phone for other things, but I'm not sure exactly what she would use it for.
Oh, shady.
Thanks for doing this, Beck. For reacting to the video. Thank you very much. And I'll keep you updated on victims. Yeah, if you like I said.
Excited for that next part of the series. Peace and love to Mr. Snowflake, but I think we are going to end it here since that is the end of the Q&A with Beck. Maybe there'll be a part 2. Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be a while before we get to the Beck portion of the Big Cherry Retro Reacts. So maybe by the time we get there, Beck will feel more comfortable in going over their experiences and whatnot. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much for tuning on in, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like and subscribe, comment. Hope everyone has a lovely rest of their evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.